In 2024, toxic productivity and, grind culture, hustle culture, whatever you want to call it, has completely taken over. It's one of the most relevant things right now. And that's happening on purpose. There's definitely a reason behind why it's so popular and why it's gaining popularity. But what if I told you that you need to start focusing on the negatives in life? You need to acknowledge the sad, the hard parts, the difficulties, the struggles, the ugly parts of life. It is time to focus on that. And if you do so, you're gonna be feeling so much better and you're gonna set yourself up for more success than focusing on the positives. Here is my problem with toxic positivity and the whole grind culture thing. It promotes the superficial, inauthentic lifestyle where if you just keep your head down and grind, and if you only look at the positives in life, you're setting yourself up for failure. By doing this, you're suppressing the actual acknowledgement of your real feelings and how you're reacting to something. Say, for example, something happens and it makes you feel sad, but you force yourself to only come away with the positives from that experience, even if there's barely anything, even if you're reaching for it, and completely just toss aside and ignore the negatives. And you only focus on that little bit that's positive. You're just burying yourself in more negativity. You're straight up avoiding the problem. The thing about toxic positivity as well is it exists 100% because it's marketable and profitable for companies and influencers. Companies and influencers know for a fact that people seek instant gratification, escapism from their problems, social media's endless promotion of the perfect lifestyle or the perfect life, and straight up just consumerism, products that are being made by these companies and even influencers, promising that if you do this or do that, or buy this thing or get this thing, this is gonna help you with whatever problem the fastest. Companies and influencers are making bank off of toxic positivity because people don't want something that focuses on the hard things. People don't want something that focuses on the negatives. People don't want to focus on the ugly parts of life. So how did I even get the idea to make this video in the first place? Like, what's my itch here? What's my goal? What's my goal of this video? Well, me and my girlfriend were out shopping and I ran into this, the Stuff I Hate journal. And I loved it. I love the idea. It's by Emily Rose. It's a guided journal. I do believe it's for like a younger crowd, like young adults to mid-20s. That's not the point though. The point is that this is a journal focused on the negatives. Right here, whine, scream, write. A place to vent, a place to complain, a place to be irrational, a place to cuss, a place to just let all your frustration out. I love that idea, and it's something that you don't see really anywhere. It's not a popular thing. You don't see a lot of people talking about it on social media, and that's because of toxic positivity dominating the market, dominating the algorithms. Just this irrational, inauthentic lifestyle is just taking over social media, it's taking over the internet, and you don't see stuff like this out very often. You don't see stuff focusing on the negatives, focusing on your not so pretty side. Now, this specific journal, even though it is targeted for a more younger audience, adults could still get something out of this by far. I still plan on completing a lot of this, maybe even the whole thing, just to see how much I enjoy this. But that journal was just merely an example of what I'm trying to get across. Journaling specifically is usually referred to on, YouTube or whatever it may be as a positive activity, focusing on gratitude, your highlights, you want to cherish memories, all that good stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's one of the best parts of journaling. You can capture those moments. You can capture the highlights. You can capture those gratitudes. I love gratitude journaling myself. I need to do it more often. However, this is where people get lost. This is where people, kind of shoot themselves in the foot when they journal. They only write about the positive parts of their life. You're pretty much just posting on social media at that point. You need to be authentic with yourself. You need to write down the hard problems that you encounter. You need to write down the sad parts of your life. You need to vent. You need to, cuss someone out once in a while. You need to put that in here with all the good stuff. Not just to be true to yourself, but by acknowledging these feelings, you're validating yourself and you're putting it on paper and acknowledging it. And that's the first step to solving a problem. Someone's life could be 90% negative right now, right? Someone could have just a horrible life right now, but then 10% of their life, it's good things. It's good memories. It's stuff they love. If they only write about the 10% positive things in their life in their journal, what are they getting out of it? They might as well just post on Twitter. They might as well post on Instagram. You're lying to yourself. That's not what's going on. Once you acknowledge everything, even the ugly parts, you feel even better than when you acknowledge the positive parts. And the biggest part about being emotionally honest with yourself in your journal is you're opening that window of learning how to prevent being in those situations again. Acknowledging sadness, anger, frustration, that helps you grow as a person. That helps you become a stronger person. That helps you overcome adversity. Acknowledging all of this sets you up to be a stronger person, and your well-being is in a better spot than it was before. We have to experience and feel bad to create resilience. We have to learn how to overcome that adversity. And if you do that in your journal, you are setting yourself up for success. Even if you're being irrational, even if you think you're being irrational, you're not. Lying to yourself and pretending to not go through anything bad, be weak, completely hinders your ability to grow as a person. That is why it is so important to, when you're journaling, write down the bad stuff. Write down the most frustrating, the most sad, anything. Even if you think it's irrational, write it down. Because once you write it down, even mid-sentence, you might realize, oh my gosh, like maybe this doesn't affect me that much. Maybe I don't even need to be that mad. You're giving yourself a chance to reflect, not just on the positives. Journaling is for capturing everything. And I'm not saying there is a right or wrong way to journal, but you're doing yourself a major disservice if you only use this as a social media page. If you only post the positives, if you only post the perfect parts of your life, this is no more use to you then as an Instagram profile. It really isn't. And I understand completely, especially back a few years ago when I first started getting serious with my journaling. I really only did want to record the good stuff. I only wanted to write down the happy stuff because I never wanted to reflect on bad experiences. I never wanted to think of the bad stuff, the stuff that made me sad, the stuff that made me cry, the stuff that made me want to punch a hole in the wall. I didn't want to write about that. But then when I started doing it, I learned so much more about myself. I learned how to solve problems. I learned how to confront things that I never thought I'd ever confront. You're really building yourself up. You're really learning how to be resilient by acknowledging yourself. And you don't even need a journal to do this. I'm just saying this is a good journaling practice to do to help with that. But you don't need a journal to practice this. This is just a daily, everyday life practice. If you feel something that bothers you, if you feel angry, if you feel sad, embrace that feeling. Really feel that. Really process that. It is important, and if you don't, if you keep your head down, if you put the blinders on, you're gonna be even more miserable than if you just let yourself realize what you're feeling. Oh my gosh, my face got red in this one. The light is making me very hot, and I'm out of breath. A lot of rambling in this video. Hopefully this makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Thank you so much for watching if you're still here. I will catch you on the next one. Later.